Welcome to my warm garden in the tropics. We're on the edge of the dry tropics, next to the wet tropics. So we do get a wet season and our dry season is very dry. But it all works once you know how. So that's kind of why I'm doing these videos, for people who need a bit of a heads up on tropical gardening and for anyone else who wants to have a look at what we're doing here. The weather's been quite warm, 28 to 33 Celsius. That's 82 to 91 Fahrenheit most days, and it becomes that temperature at about 8:30 in the morning and stays that way until just after dark. Then thankfully we do get a drop in temperature because we have a high altitude here, so we're close to just under 1,000 meters, 800 and something, depends which part of the block you're talking about. But yeah, that's our current weather at the moment. We do get a week of rain here or there. Today, in the last few days, it's been quite sunny. You see the wallaby, just the big male, just beyond the fence there, having a good old munch in the shade. They love the shade that the passion fruit and the choco, or the chayote provides on the fence. There'll be more shade provided by the tomatoes soon that are growing up there. But anyway, I wanted to show you my bargains first. This is a Maya lemon. I used to have a Maya lemon a few years ago. It's with my daughter and son-in-law now. They're looking after it for me. It's a dessert lemon, so it's much sweeter. Not as sweet as the lemonade lemons. I think that's actually the variety name. But these are Maya lemons, so they're very, very sweet, very nice in desserts and drinks and that sort of thing. So good to have one of those again. I wanted to grow some rice, and this is black rice. I tried with rice from the shop. It was an organic rice, and I thought, wow, this will grow. But there's a thing called stop growth that they put on some herbs and spices and things in the shop, which unfortunately means you can't grow them. But we do have some on the plant, so I'll do a bit of an experiment and try to grow it from the plant as well as dividing up that plant. They're very good. Used a lot in permaculture, rice plants, to anchor banks at the bottom of a swale and to put in wet areas, boggy areas as well, to hold the soil. So that's very exciting. I had some more plants, but it wasn't on super special, $12.95 Australian. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I've been watching those for months. They still haven't gone down in price. Maybe I can grab some more if they're on special next time. So this one is a Calathea, and I didn't realise till I bought it that its variety name is Freddie. Freddie is my husband's nickname from when he was a kid, so that's cool. This will be an indoor plant, and I've been looking for one of these for a while, but they're super expensive usually. See, it's gone from $14.95 down to $3, so pretty excited about that. It's got some new shoots coming along, you can see there, so yeah, that'll be fine inside on a windowsill somewhere. And I had one of these as a kit, maidenhair fern. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to have one of those again. This one was on special. I love a good plant bargain. $3, down from $9.95. So it's only little, but again, it does have little shoots coming along. See those little fronds starting to unfurl? So it'll be taking off in no time once I repot that and keep it inside. But for now, I just brought them out to show you. Alrighty, let's find some baby plants. So you can see the covers aren't very pretty, but they keep the intense UV off the plants. I'll show you this one first. This is the baby boo pumpkin, which I've never grown before, and it's looking like it might be on its last legs. I found I do have some more seeds, but the pumpkin beetles attacked that. It was going so well, so I grew it in a little punnet, and then I put it out in the garden. But yeah, as soon as I put it in the garden, those orange pumpkin beetles just made a meal of it. I thought it would be okay away from any other cucurbits. That's melons and pumpkins and squash and that sort of thing. But nope, they found it. But anyway, It may come back. It did have a shoot on it the other day, but it's looking pretty sad now. I put that little cloche on there so that they couldn't nibble it, but I'll have to do that from the start with the next ones that I sow. So these are pigeon peas, which I did not plant, and they're about 3 times the size of ones that I planted before these actually started to sprout. I had used the pods that I'd shelled from the pigeon peas. They're like a dal, so you can soak the peas and then cook them up as a curry or some sort of salad ingredient, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I'll pull these out and put them over in that area over there where the other pigeon peas are. You can see them through there. They've actually come back after the cockatoos. They're birds, by the way. They just shredded them. They broke the branches, and yeah, I cut them back, so pretty happy the pigeon peas are coming back. So they're enjoying that bit of extra shade, which is actually there for these plants. Oh my goodness, more flowers. I've been taking these flowers off these ones. These are Lebanese cucumbers. It could be too hot for cucumbers, but I have heard Lebanese cucumbers fare better in hot weather than some other cucumbers. So here's another one. Oh look, there's a that's the problem. That's an orange pumpkin beetle. That's what I call them anyway. That's what's killing the other pumpkin. So they're in the same plant family, cucumbers and pumpkins. So they often have the same pests. But yes, there were supposed to be 4, but I got 7 in the little punnet, so I was pretty happy to get those Lebanese cucumbers into the ground and do a bit of an experiment. So I figured for $2 it's worth an experiment to see if I can keep the cucumbers going in the warmer weather. I know it's not recommended, but we shall see. This kale's doing pretty well at the moment. The grasshoppers are having a good go at it, but it's still surviving and keep taking the lower leaves off, and we eat it with eggs, that sort of thing, and the chickens love it too. So in here we've got the Carolina Reaper chilies, or peppers. There's another one there eclipsed by the strawberries that have really sprung up since the wet season. So these are 2, nearly 3 years old. So you can see they're quite woody, but I've cut them back and they're coming back, and I've transplanted them. They were in the area with the pigeon peas. But they do so much better in the raised beds. I think they need a bit more drainage than they were getting in the clay soil on the other side. So that'll be good. I'm not sure if this one will make it. I cut it back even further than I had, but we shall see. So 3 out of 4 is not bad, I suppose, if you transplant something when it's so big. Oh my goodness, they were here yesterday. Might have lost a couple of these. Oh, look at that. These are silver beet, golden sunrise. That one's completely lost all of its leaves. My goodness. I'm going to have to put something over the top of these to protect them a bit more. They're a bit small to put out, I think. This one was big enough, probably, with its 3 leaves. Just got a bit excited. Got sick of seeing them there in the little pots. That one's completely gone. I get a bit slack because we don't get a lot of trouble with slugs and snails, except for in the wet season, so I'm kind of not very wary about it when it actually happens. I'm a bit surprised, and it's like, oh, that's right, we get slugs and snails this time of the year. Usually we get grasshoppers year round and pumpkin beetles and other things trying to eat things, so it's not like we get nothing. This is the Rosa Bianca eggplant, so that's definitely big enough to go out. It's a heritage breed, as I said in my last garden tour. It looks like an egg. It's white, egg-shaped, and it has vertical streaks on it, purple streaks. So I'm excited to grow that because a friend in the area who's a really good gardener said they grow well here, so looking forward to that. Under here, the okra is doing really well, starting to harvest that. Bit of damage on it, but it'll be fine. There's another Lebanese cucumber baby. Just keep taking those little flowers off because we don't want cucumbers just yet. I'd much rather they put their time and effort into making roots and getting established rather than giving me cucumbers as much as I would like those. So you can see over the other side the bird's eye chilli is doing quite well. It loves the hot weather. And the chilies and well, a lot of people call them peppers, they do so much better in the raised beds because they get better drainage. I think that's the secret, if that's even a secret at all. Here's a little spider friend. Not a huge fan of spiders, but I know if they're in my garden, keeping the environment clean for them so that they don't have any sprays or other things that are going to be a problem for them. I've got some little pots ready to go out, so they're in the area of the garden. Oh, hello Rocky. Hello. Morning. It's the second time I've said hello this morning. How are you going? Hey. Looking very sweet. You dried out since I saw you this morning. You enjoying the grass there? I did drop some vines that you like over there. Hope you found them. They'll be very tasty. Some pea vines, yeah? Alrighty, I'll chat to you later, little Rocky. We're talking about plants right now. It's alright. Don't get frightened. Alrighty. There's a little wallaby break. They're so funny when they just sit and stare at you through the fence. Alrighty, so we've seen that side. Here's the tomatillos. I'm sure wallabies are probably more interesting than my plants, but this is a plant video. Alright, so these are doing alright. Put them out at the end of the day. I usually find if I put them out as late as I can, when the fierceness of the sun is gone, they do much better if they have to adjust overnight to being in the soil. That just seems to be my recipe for success here. I'm not sure if that's the same everywhere. This one was way too small, and as you can see, it's not there anymore. This one's coming back, thankfully, because I put some shade over, and it was planted at the same time as this one that died. It was only like that big, way too small. I just get excited about putting these out in the garden. So this looks like it needs a bit of water at the moment, but the tomatillos can look a bit scruffy when you replant them for a little while. I might cut it back too. Yeah, so it did have shade a couple of days after I put it in there, so I didn't put the shade on there straight away like these ones, which turned out really well. But them's the breaks. You don't always do things at the same time you're supposed to in gardening. So there are scarlet runner beans. Still got lots of flowers on them. A few dead leaves with the sun. Just take those off. But yeah, I'll have to neaten those up a little bit. Here's a piece of fabric my friend gave me. Anything will do when you need shade in the garden. So here are our new little eggplants planted out. They're probably a little bit small to be out as well. But yes, they're all growing in the same little pot. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to plant them all. So these are Black Beauty, which is pretty much the variety that you get in the shops. I usually don't grow things that you get in the shops. It's nice to be able to plant the heirlooms and that sort of thing. That's a weed. That's another eggplant. So these are all planted fairly close together because they will become a big plant, but this is my shady row. So it gets shade in the morning and then later in the afternoon as well. So the plants that like more shade are the ones I'm going to put here. So yeah, zucchini is doing well. I've staked it up. That's a crook-necked golden zucchini or squash. I haven't grown those ones before, but they've grown pretty easily, so pretty happy about that. I have a little trouble with powdery mildew here because the rain just sits on the leaves. So this is probably the wrong time of the year to... Oh goodness, there's another pumpkin beetle. Look at that. Go away, dude. Go away. Yeah, often kill them, but I won't do that on camera. Yeah, so this time of the year it's a bit chancy, but I had them growing there and I'd had a few fail. I had a possum come along and eat them, and that's about the third time I've planted those seeds. So I just wanted to let them grow. So if the powdery mildew gets them and they die, so be it. But I'm hoping I'll get some zucchinis from those ones. So these are my blue lake climbing bean, or pole bean as a lot of people call them. I actually planted them in situ. I usually don't directly sow plants here because there are so many creatures that want to eat them. But yeah, 2 worked out of 4. I usually put 2 or 3 in a hole, but this time around I thought, oh, I'll just put 1 on each corner, and 2 came up, so I think that'll be enough for this little teepee, and that will be covered in no time at all. So I have a few more little things planted in the soil that haven't come up yet, a couple more little tender green French beans, just like these ones, which are going quite well. Got some more flowers on there. They're like a little bit of protection and a little bit of shade, so that's why they're in my shady row as well. But that's my baby plants for now. Hope that was helpful. Shade is king when you're planting out little plants, or even plants like my Carolina Reapers over the other side that were well established, but they like a bit of shade to normalise to the soil, and a little bit extra water than you would usually give them if they were just humming along. And hopefully that'll help you with your little seedlings too as you plant them out. Shade and extra water, and you just have to be vigilant. You just have to check them every day and see how they're going. Sometimes they'll need water twice a day. Depends how hot it is where you are and where you've planted them, what time of the year it is. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next time.